Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Hidden Gems. This is the 21st episode. The 21st episode of Hidden Gems, man. Super excited, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I just want to say real quick, man, I appreciate all the support from everybody who's been tuning in. It is Hidden Gems Happy Hour. So if you have a drink, feel free to leave a drink emoji in the comments section. You know what I mean? We hanging. All right, thank you, Queen of Shade. I appreciate you. Yeah, 21 episodes, man. This is kind of wild, but I'm having a great time, man. I hope you guys have been enjoying everything. I want to shout out my sponsors, Shannon Fashions, who's been doing masks for everybody during the quarantine, and I also want to shout out Jam of the Week. They just decided to sponsor as well today. So yeah, man, we got a couple people rocking with us, man, and we keeping it moving forward. I want to introduce my mans here real quick, man. This brother has played all over the world. I met him playing a gig when I was working in Chicago. And yeah, just an incredible musician, incredible artist. Oh, what does my shirt say? Music is my love language. It's a vibe. A friend of the show gave it to me, you know what I mean? So shout out to Jania. Listen, if you guys want to send me stuff, shoot me a DM. All right, I will wear it on the show. It's no problem. But yeah, I love this shirt. It's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let me introduce my man, Reuben James. Bring him in here to the Corona Lounge with us. What up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, dude? Yo, you on the vibe today, G.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you know it's always good. He's always good energy over here.
I want whatever you're on, man, because you're bubbling today.
Oh man, that's every day. That's just you just gotta man. It's you know, I don't know, man. It's a I don't know how to say this, but you gotta enjoy life in the moment. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, this is an interesting moment, right? We're all on quarantine, we're all on lockdown. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of us are. I mean, I think things might be opening back up in the UK though, right?
Yeah, very slowly.
Very slowly, yeah.
A pub or
I
two.
think I've been telling people, man. I feel like America's opening up way too fast. You know?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a mental time. It's a crazy time, man. I mean, if maybe how's New York, or are you in Chicago right now?
No, I'm in New York. I'm in you know, when we met, I think when did you come to Andy's that day? Was that like 2015, 2016?
Maybe it might even have been 2014, 15, you know?
Yeah. I was living in New York though. I was just home.
Yeah.
And playing a show, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was living in New York at the time, man. But
Wow,
yeah, it was so much fun, man. That was hilarious. You know, you're just like, yeah, man, can I play one? I was like, yeah. I don't know. Usually when cats ask, I'll be like, no, I don't know you. But I was like, yeah, you can play one. What a lucky decision I made that day.
That was crazy, man. Like,
great band leader.
You're playing with Marquise, right?
I think it was me. I think the band was me, Marquise, Montez Coleman, Bob DeBoo, and I used to use my boy Jeff Swanson out of Chicago, this bad guitar player. Yeah. It was a vibe for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, we played some killer blues, man. I remember one hot blues that we played.
Yeah. You know, and listen, you come to Chicago, you gonna play some blues. You can't. It ain't no getting around that.
I know, man.
You're gonna play some blues, brother. Yeah, man. I like that hat. That hat, that's a badass hat.
Oh yeah, it's a little summit. I got in Nashville.
You got it where?
In Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. Okay, yeah, dope, man. Dope. Well, what you want to do? You want to jump in these questions, or you feel like playing a little bit, and then we can jump in on how you want to rock it?
We can start with a few questions, and then I'm happy to jump on the keys and play some bits.
Yeah, bet.
Sure.
All right. So, well, you know, why don't you tell us about? I mean, you know, for a lot of people, this might be their first time really hearing your background. musically.
Yeah.
So, you know, like your background, childhood, you know, all that good stuff.
So I'm from Birmingham, in the UK, which is the second city, and I've been playing since I was a little baby, since I was about 3 or 4, and it was my big sister.
Were your parents musical too?
They're very musical, but they don't really play instruments.
Okay, yeah,
So
got you.
there's a shit ton of vinyl in the house.
That's what's up. You get a nice collection when you gonna get a nice collection.
No, to be honest, I've been collecting for about 10 years now as well. So since I've been home in quarantine, my mum and dad have been trying to integrate the collections. I have to keep mine separate now. I've got them
right. You stay away, mom and dad. You got you a little tape. Put it.
Basically, yeah. But my sister played piano and violin, and that kind of inspired me to do the same.
Word.
And then mom's a big she had a massive reggae collection, and lots of Stevie Wonder and Earth, Wind and Fire to like Rachmaninoff, and then dad would be like listening to lots of Bob Dylan and that kind of thing. So yeah, a really broad range of jazz and classical, all the good stuff.
Word.
And there was always a piano in the house, so I just kind of picked it up and just copied what my sister was doing. But I was really crap at reading music, which I still am, to be honest. And then
liar.
No, but you know what? Chord symbols are good.
You see the slash, you cool. But if it's actual notes, I feel you.
Notes is like. I remember I was doing Soweto Kinchi's record, and
yeah, man, I love Soweto, man. Shout out to Soweto Kinch.
Yeah, big up Soweto Kinch, man. Yeah, oh, he's a G in the game. But yeah, he wrote out loads of lead lines for me, and I was like, I have to learn all this off by heart, otherwise,
it's not gonna happen.
yeah, exactly.
I got you. Were you on any particular records? Like, I know he just the last record I have for his is the New Liberation. Were you on that record?
No, I think that was Eric Lewis on that one.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But the record before that, Nonogram.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna check that out, man.
All the keys on that, yeah, it's a dope record. And yeah, they were all the different tunes were based on different shapes and different numbers and how they affected. So there was a lot of different time signatures from like 7 to 9, 5/4, 4/5, 11.
Yeah, man. So Weto's into something. But Greg, like, his writing is crazy.
No, the pen is mental. But Greg Hutch was on drums. So
oh, Lord have mercy. I gotta check this record out. Hutch on drums?
Yeah, but that's the only reason why I felt comfortable playing all those odd time meters. Because if you sent through the music, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get all this together, because I never really messed with 9 before, or going into like 4/5, 5/4. 7's cool, and 5. But then it's like when Hutch even when he's playing over the bar, you just gotta make sure, oh shit, I better know where I am.
Yeah.
At least where the 1 is.
Right. Yeah.
And I hadn't really recorded many jazz, even though I've been playing jazz all these years, I hadn't really recorded many jazz records. And it's a different kind of pressure to recording pop records.
Yeah, I can see that, because like you get a couple, cats don't like to do too many takes. Well, so it's interesting. Everybody's recording process is interesting, because I've heard of people like, I want to do 2 takes max, and I've also heard of like somebody doing like 86 takes, like 86 different takes, 86 of the takes. Same 86.
That's ridiculous. And you probably end up going with the 3rd take.
Exactly. We did. I used the first take anyway, but I just wanted to. Imagine if you did 86 and they went with the first one. That would piss me off.
Apparently, that was the vibe with Thriller. Apparently, there won't be like the 3rd take or something on one of the songs on Thriller, but Michael did like 100 takes or something. and
can,
they won't be.
I can believe it. I can
But
believe it, man.
yeah, I find definitely recording jazz. It was like, okay, I'm actually, because recording pop, you know that like loads of people are gonna hear it, and you're gonna be hearing it on the radio forever. So you're like, oh, you've got that kind of pressure. But with jazz, it's like, oh, I'm actually putting myself out there with a solo that's got to mean something, and it's got to have shape, and it's got to have and it's like, and you think a lot. You're like, okay, what am I trying to say right now? And it's like, well, if this is, and if everyone had an incredible take,
right.
You don't want to be the one that's like, oh, I didn't really like my solo one.
Like, man, we skip past the piano solo, man. You got to hear this trumpet solo. You got to, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you don't want to be that guy, you know. But I mean, that's the beauty of it, you know. Iron sharpens iron, man. So like, even if you're around some bad cats and you feel like the weakest link, man, at the end of the day, you still, you know, it makes you better. It always makes you better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
100.
Man. So, growing up playing, you grew up playing violin, or your sister grew up playing piano, violin. You were playing piano.
Yeah, I was playing piano and violin as well, and then I don't know, I wasn't getting very many cool points at school for playing the violin.
Oh man,
so, haters, yeah, and especially like I went to see John Legend live, and that was really like I was like, oh, everyone thinks this guy's cool, man, and you know. And that was really because that really changed things, because then I went back to school and I was like, okay, maybe this could be like a career thing. And
gotcha.
But yeah, definitely. I kind of and the violin as well. It's something that you have to really practice every day with the tone.
Yeah.
And the same with piano, but it's kind of different. When your tone's off on the violin, it's, you know.
Yeah. It's ground shattering.
Sounds, you know. Oh man, but I literally just set up at my parents' house and on my wedding.
Yeah, man. It's the vibe that I can see. You know, you got the studio set up. You ready to go.
But yeah, man, 2014 or 15, that was crazy, man. Because every time I'd be in Chicago, we kept missing each other as well. Because sometimes I'll be in New York and you be in Chicago.
Yeah, and I'll be out of town. Yeah. You know how it go, man. You know how it go. But I mean.
And every time, even New York or Chicago, you always had somewhere to take me. We went to a few different jazz clubs. I think 2016 and I can't remember where you took me. We went to a few different places, man. But you showed me around Chicago, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, you know, man, for me personally, you know, I always try to show love to cats. First of all, if a cat is cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm like, cool, I rock with you. You know, you was funny. We was joking and laughing. Like, you had a familiar energy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I rock with him. So like when you was anytime you was in town, I remember the one time you had we went to the you gave me tickets to the Sam Smith show. Shout out to thank you, Sam. That was a dope ass show. And then we literally went across the street because y'all was playing across the street from the Mill.
Oh yeah, the Mill.
It was the Green Mill, man. So it was that club up, you know. But I mean, like I said, man, when I'm in the city, man, you know, especially like cats always show love, man. So I'm like, if I have the opportunity to show, you know, parts of the city that you might not see, you know, being from out of town, but you know, if you with a local cat, you know, you get to see some stuff, you know.
Actually, what was that jazz club called that we actually met in?
We were Andy's Jazz Club. Shout out to Andy's Jazz Club. If anybody from Andy's is listening, they always hook me up. They give me at least one show a year. So shout out to Andy's.
Yo, it's always nerve-wracking, you know. It gets nervous, right? Especially when you don't know cats and you want to come and play. Yeah, you know how it. You never know.
For sure, man. I remember.
You hadn't even heard me play. You literally just dragged me up there, like, yeah, no.
But the language you were using. See, you had a particular. You was like, yeah, man. You hang out with I can't remember. I think you mentioned Brian. I think you mentioned Mike McBride's. I was like, yeah, you could come up and play. You good. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned a couple of folks. I was like, I know them names. You know, like if you was like, hey, man, you play with Bobby Barberson. I've been like,
yeah, not about
Yeah. Or Billy Billerson, and so somebody I ain't know, but you was mentioning my cats. But what was I about to say, man? When I came to Ronnie Scott's, man, the first time I went there, Ronnie Scott's, I was on tour with this group out of Chicago, Live the Spirit Big Band. Anybody from Chicago listening? You know what I mean? Chi-Town, get down all day. So we was at Ronnie Scott's, and I mean the same thing, man. Cat showed so much love.
Yeah.
I was just like, hey, I'm from Chicago. Like the cat was like, hey, I see there's a lot of musicians out. If you guys have your horns, like I came up and talked. I can't remember. It was it was an older gentleman, alto player, real bad, real clean lines.
Garnet, yeah.
What's his name?
Alex Garnet, that runs the Late Show now.
Yo, man,
yeah.
he was nice. He was nice. And so like I just came up and I was like, hey man, gave him my name, and he was like, everybody was so cool, man. The staff was cool. Like, so I feel like the energy is reciprocated. You see what I'm saying? You show love to people, they show love back, and it's all good, man. Shout out to Alex though, man. He hooked me up. I remember that. That's my man.
He's a bad boy, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. So what age was there ever a time where you were like, yo, I want to do this for real? Like, did it start off early, or would you say that was like later in your teens?
I think like maybe 14, 13,
okay, yeah.
15, that kind of age. It was like, especially 16, when you start to see your friends getting jobs, like just little jobs in stores around town, like, and making money.
Yeah.
You have to think. But then I'd actually I started doing gigs when I was about 15, and it was funny. My dad would carry my keyboard in, and they'd always think he was the keyboard player. And then he'd be like, no, son, and you just see everyone's faces drop, like, oh no, who's the kid? And then and then everyone would be like, yo. So I think, when I first did my first kind of function gig and got like 100 quid, it's actually quite funny because I was so excited I got my first paycheck that I ripped open the envelope and I ripped through all of the notes.
Oh no.
Eyes are
oh my God.
And my mom sellotaped them back together. We had to take them to the bank. But no, as soon as I got my first check for like a gig, I was like, I'm never doing anything else ever. Like,
I feel that. It took me a minute. I think it took me a minute as a teen. I mean, to make any real money. I was playing some little $50, $75 gigs as a kid, but like it took me a minute to make any real money. But honestly, the time I knew I wanted to be a musician, I did a tour in London. My first year I made this jazz band, and our tour was in London, and so I went to London. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do the gig that we get to travel for free at. That was definitely
that. I mean. Oh, sorry. I think the signal went a bit. You still there?
Yeah, let me make it. Hold on.
Can you still hear me? Okay.
I made a quick adjustment on my end. My Wi-Fi is my Wi-Fi be acting up. I made a quick adjustment. I can hear you now though.
Yeah, I got you now. I got you. So, sorry, just real quick, just say what you were saying a second ago. You were on tour in London.
I was on tour. I did a tour in London when I was 14. That was my first time. That was my first like gig out the country, and I was just like, London is one of my favorite cities, man. It's one of my favorite cities on the planet. Like, no doubt. Like, just the vibe there. The energy's always cool. It's always something cool to do. I love the little strip with Ronnie's and all that. You could pop in a little bar, you know what I mean? Hang out. Yeah. They like American accents out there. It's just a lot of pros.
Yeah, it's the flip thing for English.
Yeah, you like, I love America.
It's jokes, man. But yeah, no, a similar age, I did basically my friend Jamie Little from Birmingham, amazing drummer. He took a chance on me. He saw me playing at Jules Holland's venue at the Jam House, and it was quite a big local gig, and loads of musos were out there. So I was like, I really need to impress these guys if I want to make it in the industry, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he at the time he was like, give me your name, let me take your Facebook. And then the next week I was doing my exams at school, and he was like, do you want to come and support BB King on some shows it was in Spain at the time? And I asked my mom,
Whoa.
"Got your exams?" And my dad was like, he has to go, it's BB King.
Shout out to Dad.
But no, Mom, they were both down, but like they were like, we need to speak to this guy first, because we, you know, stories about people going on tour, etc.
Yeah.
Jamie called up my mom, and she started cussing him out, just in some Jamaican, and she was like, "What do you want with my son?" kind of thing. And eventually, after a big chat, they agreed to let me go, and I got to miss my exams, and I went out there, met BB King, the whole band, and we did a few shows around Spain. And it was a moment where I just kind of saw all those people, and then it's one of those moments where you're like, there's two things that could happen now. Either you can just play your best and just rock it and just work the stage, or shit yourself and run off stage, never do it again. And there was kind of that moment, because classic me, I'd left it till the last minute to learn all the songs. I was stressed about it. But then as soon as I saw those people, I was like, this is what I want to be all the time, man.
This is where it's at.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than playing for people on stage, man.
No, it is a vibe, especially it's like when you're playing for a bunch of people and everybody is just in that moment. It's really a semi surreal experience, just the energy of the people, and like I said, everybody's experiencing that together, man. It's the power in numbers, man. Power in numbers. It's a real thing,
man. And also like playing those little intimate gigs as well is
no doubt, man.
Level.
All right, let me see. I do have a fan question for you. So I told you one of my favorite cities is London, right? But what somebody asked, one of the fans asked, I think it was Cat Rivers. I hope if Cat's listening, I hope that was you. But what's your favorite cities to perform
in? Okay, there's a couple. There's definitely Toronto always kicks off.
Word, man. I haven't been yet. Yeah. I believe that.
They're crazy out there. And
I believe it.
The loudest audience I've ever played for, like multiple times, has been Dublin in Ireland. Okay. And Dublin, Ireland, the Irish are just crazy.
Word. I went to Ireland again as a teenager, and I want to go back as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like now that I can drink it, and really hang.
Yeah, get some Guinness, and yeah, Ireland's crazy. I'd say the best fans, the most loyal and crazy, like wild fans are in Mexico, but it's a bit sketchy, but it's crazy out there. Like every time I've been to Mexico with Sam, there's been like hundreds and hundreds of fans that they just camp outside your hotel.
Shit.
And like through Mexico City, there'll be just like streets and streets all selling their own merchandise for the show. And Mexico is a different world. They go in.
That's what's up, man. Okay. That's what's up, man. That's 3 cities. I mean, like I said, 3 cities or 2 cities I haven't been to, and one I was a kid when I went. So yeah, that's a vibe. That's what's up, man.
Where's been your favorite city to perform?
Favorite city to perform, man. I mean, Paris is a vibe for me, man. Paris, like I did a show. I did a show in I think 2019, April 2019 last year, man. and we did this big Lindy Hop festival. I was playing with Charles Turner and Uptown Swing. Shout out to Charles if he's listening, man. I was playing the show, and I mean, like that energy, the crowd. I've never sweated so much in my life. Like I was drenched, bro. It was, but I mean the energy of the crowd, just like everybody's dancing, everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
And I mean the room was packed. It was this big ass warehouse. It had to be at least, you know, a couple thousand people in there, bro. And I mean, that was cracking, man. They love the music out there, man. They love the music out there.
You know how to really appreciate good quality music.
Yeah, for sure. Paris was cool. Hungary was a vibe. I did a show in Hungary, and I mean, you know, I like, you know, it's funny. I like some of the juke joints in the States, you know, like the little off because they just honest, man, and they hype you up. You'll be playing, they'll be like, yeah, play that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real shit, you know?
Yeah.
I like real shit, you know, like I like, you know, the cats chilling in the corner, you know, smoking a little stogie or something, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in clubs where fights broke out, you know, like that's a vibe. It's
that's fun, you know?
Yeah, you know, so it's like.
Definitely going to Kansas City. I don't really remember the audience, but I remember seeing shows there.
Yes. Kansas City is crazy, bro.
Yeah, people are kicking off there. That's the realest.
Yeah, man.
Food, the soul food as well. Oh my god. Yeah.
No doubt. It's actually a jam session that happens out there on Friday nights or something. I want to say it's it's like a musicians union or something from Kansas City, man. But it's a vibe. Like when it's open, they stay open till like 5 in the morning. And it's a diverse audience. You know, a lot of jazz shows, it can be hit or miss with that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I mean, the crowd was diverse, the audience was diverse. It was young people in there, it was old people.
Is there a Hammond there as well, or?
Yeah. It's an organ there. Yeah. And they got barbecue across the street. Like, it's a vibe. It's a whole vibe.
Back there, man. Kansas City is the one.
yeah, no doubt, man. I got a good homie that just moved there, man. So when you go, let me know, and I'll put y'all in touch. Matt Villinger. Shout out to Matt Villinger. Well, yeah, you know, but he's in Kansas City. Yeah, man. Okay, so why don't you can give us a little acoustic version of So Cool, but one of the fans asked, they said, you know, they quoted the song, Had Your Back in the beginning. How could you be that so cool? And they was like, who is that about? You know.
You know what? Lots of people have been messaging me, asking me who the song's about. But it's kind of like, it's open for interpretation. It's about several, basically a bunch of people that I've experienced in my life where, where there's situations where you bring people in and then they just get too cool for school.
Yeah.
If you scratch someone's back and you expect them to, you know, scratch my back, I scratch yours, and all of a sudden, well,
they kick you in the back.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's happened to me multiple times where, you know, I've brought people in and, you know, and they haven't really been like reciprocating in terms of like, definitely, you know, in the music industry, you know how it's like, man. You know, you bring people in for opportunities.
Oh yeah.
More like a concept song. That's for anyone that's going through that kind of situation.
Yeah. Word, man.
Like they just act like they're just super, super cool, like they've made it, and it's like, when did you get so cool? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No doubt, man. It's hilarious, man. It's music. It takes a certain ego to play. You know what I'm saying? I think, and to have that confidence to be like, out of the millions of people in the world, you need to hear my shit, right? But at the same time, you know, we have to be aware of you know, just other people and of people who enjoy your music in general. You know what I mean? It's like they enjoy your music and they, you know, they might enjoy you as a person, but I mean, I'm very much in the idea of like, don't idolize your heroes. Because sometimes you'll meet people and be like, man, I love your music, and you'll meet them and be like, he's a douchebag. You know what I'm saying? He's a jerk face, you
Yeah.
know. And so we got to be careful with that, you know. And at the same time, musicians, we got to be careful with, like, you know, I mean, if people are spending money to come support you, man, you gotta show love, man. Like, be cool, you know.
Yeah.
Like, don't be cool in the way you said it. I'm saying be cool, like, be a good person,
Yeah. Yeah.
be a good human being, because you know, we can't take people who love the music and support the music for granted, man. You know, it's it's a beautiful thing to be able to create music and make music for a living.
Yeah.
You know,
It's crazy. And also it's like you take it for granted sometimes. I mean, and it's good not to take it personally either. If you meet a hero and they're not what they were cracked up to be. Like, it's happened to me multiple times where I've met people like that I've idolized, and then they've been a bit like off, and then but then the flip side, they could just be having a terrible day, and they complete stranger, one of a million that's come up to them in the past 10 minutes, and then it's just too much. You never you're catching people, but at the same time, you should really have time for everybody, because this is what you signed up for.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I tell people all the time, man, like, a lot of my friends see, like, you see Chris, you know what I mean? You see me off the bandstand and, like, Chris. But a lot of times it's like, I got to be Christopher McBride, which is, you know, it's a person, you know, you got people who are coming up and they want to talk to you and they want to ask you questions. And it's like, yo, you want to spend time with me? Like, bet. Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, man, I try not to take that for granted, man, you know. And that's like that when you ask me, like, what are you taking? It's like, man, bro, I'm just happy to be here, bro. Like, this is 21 episodes of this shit. Like, I wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying?
When I saw your face and I heard the music and I just, you hyped me up.
Yeah, bro. It's you know, I want good, you know, I want good energy all the time, man, because life, I just feel like life is to be enjoyed, bro. Like, life is to be enjoyed and to be lived. And a lot of times it's funny that we're all in these quarantine spaces. But the reality is, in our life, we put ourselves in quarantine sometimes. Yeah. There's certain things that we don't reach out to try to do. There's certain things that would be like, well, I'll get to it when I have time, you know, or something like that. And it's like, not like now you ain't got shit but time. So what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, life is to be lived, man. And I think that's the most important lesson that I keep learning, man. Just like live, you know, try to live life to the fullest. Try to do some things that you wouldn't normally do, you know, and reach out, branch out. You know, I want to be better at 72 than I am at right now. You know what I mean? Like, I want to keep evolving as a human being. You know?
No, I hear you, man. And that's kind of a big change that I've had to make in the past year. Because obviously, you've known me for like 6 years now, and like, I had no music out back then, and I've had music in the locker for like 10 years longer. And it just really took a lot for me to be like, okay, now's my time. Because it's easy to gig and just, you know, talk, just go through the motions, and then next thing you know, like 10 years is gone.
Yeah.
And
that's real.
Now it's to be like, okay, I'm gonna put myself out there, release some music, and see what
you have a, now with your relationship with Sam, you still work with Sam, is that correct?
I recently left the band about just before Christmas.
Okay.
But it was all amicable, it was all love. We still write together and stuff like that.
I was gonna say you have a different relationship with him because y'all have written a lot of music together. So would you mind, like, just talking about how that relationship developed? And I mean, because again, there's a lot of people who play in a lot of different, like, or play with bands, but they, you know, it's like, I'm the keyboard player. It's not a lot of cats that are like, I'm writing music along with the artist.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, how did that relationship develop where y'all went from like playing in this band to writing together?
I think, you know, you've got to be forward with these things. And like, because I was there from the beginning, literally, it was like it just organically, like it was just me and Sam at the beginning, and a cello player. We'd be touring, doing shows, and you know, since before all of the fame and the Grammys and the Oscars and da 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 da.
Yeah.
So basically, um, when we were on tour, I'd literally be like, "We should write some songs." You know, I write songs too, and then from like 2013, occasionally we just like either he'd come in my hotel room when we had a day off, and I'd just be sitting on the keyboard, and the bass player in the band, Brendan, is a dope producer as well. So we'd all literally, we were just all really proactive about it. We're like, okay, we're going to be on the road for a year and a half now. You know, it would be crazy if we didn't come up with some songs, you know, because all this time waiting around for the show, you get to the venue, you've got the whole day. And literally nowadays, all you need is a MIDI keyboard and a laptop and a little microphone. So it just happened organically. And the way, obviously, I'm really big with like harmony and chords, but I like doing lyrics and melodies as well. But Sam, he's really big. Sam's really big on lyrics and also top line. So it was like it just organically, like it was just me and Sam at the beginning, and a cello player. We'd be touring, doing shows, and you know, since before all of the fame and the Grammys and the Oscars and da 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 da.
Yeah.
So basically, when we were on tour, I'd literally be like, "We should write some songs." You know, I write songs too, and then from like 2013, occasionally we just like either he'd come in my hotel room when we had a day off, and I'd just be sitting on the keyboard, and the bass player in the band, Brendan, is a dope producer as well. So we'd all literally, we were just all really proactive about it. We're like, okay, we're going to be on the road for a year and a half now. You know, it would be crazy if we didn't come up with some songs, you know, because all this time waiting around for the show, you get to the venue, you've got the whole day. And literally nowadays, all you need is a MIDI keyboard and a laptop and a little microphone. So it just happened organically. And the way, obviously, I'm really big with like harmony and chords, but I like doing lyrics and melodies as well. But Sam, he's really big. Sam's really big on lyrics and also top line. So, you know, occasionally Sam would be like, "Oh, this thing's happened in my life," or "I'm going through this," or just be talking. And it helps when you're friends with someone because they can just be open and free with you, and just like, and that's all songwriting is really. It's like a therapy session. People just get what they have off their chest, and to be honest, most of the time that's the lyrics already.
Right.
But yeah, it just kind of grew from that. And then eventually you never really know what's going to make it, and you can't really go out being like, we're going to write a hit. It's just kind of just organically, and if it makes it, it makes it. And
writing honestly, just writing the music honestly.
Yeah, and all of the songs that I've co-written that have ever made it have all just been like super honest, like real ass stories that just connect with people. And it's about trying to, if you're more of an instrumentalist and not too hot on the lyrics and melodies, I'd say try and create the mood with the harmony that kind of marries well with the lyric and the melody. Just, you know, really catching the vibe and the rhythm of something, feeling whether it should be an up-tempo track, or, you know, and vice versa. If you've already got some chords, trying to write the lyric and melody to complement the chords that you've got.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions, and I'm gonna let you rock out. I had one for sure. You know, growing up, and this was a very specific to me question, but growing up Black, right? You know, in America, the Black experience is different for everybody. You know, I haven't had a lot of discriminatory moments, but there have been a couple. You know, I know some brothers in my life that have had many discriminatory moments, you know, and I was wondering, you know, in the UK, growing up you know, you said you had a Jamaican mother, you know what I mean? I understand that. My dad is from Honduras, so I you know, and so like, did you face a lot of discrimination growing up or did you face, are there memorable moments where you knew you were being discriminated against, you know?
I mean, it's kind of, it's a complete different vibe in the UK.
That's real.
It's a lot more subtle than US. Like, people are just out and out racist. Like, Austin's one of my favorite cities in the world, yo, but I've experienced a couple moments there that have been peak. And definitely traveling around the world, you get to see, especially Australia's one of my favorite places to talk. But the last time, there was a couple moments of discrimination, and you never really know how to handle it, and it's always a bit of a surprise, especially coming from UK, because it's not, you know, that in your face in the UK. Obviously, since Brexit, it's elevated. Because it was a lot more subtle. Like, people would be like underlying racist, but with a smile on their face. And it was
is that to me, that's more scary almost. I'd rather somebody be like, I hate you, than rather be like, I hate you, like with a smile on their face. I'm like, what? You know what I mean?
And it's tough as well, because, you know, I've got the whole half of my family that's white as well, and I've got that mix of, and it's been beautiful to kind of grow up around both cultures, and it's shaped my musical taste, my life, everything that I do. But yeah, I've experienced it definitely, like, especially, you know, when people get really mad and you start to and say something they don't mean, that's when and you think
people tell the truth when they're angry and when they're drunk. Like, that's the truth, you know what I mean? That's why I never use that, or when people use the excuse I was drunk, I'm like, nah, you were being honest. And it's okay, but you know, you gotta own your shit. Like, if you're drinking or not, if you can't hang, don't hang. You know what I'm saying? Because if I say some shit today, you know, tomorrow I'm owning that shit, right? Whether I feel bad about it or not. If I'm in my zone, I'm still saying what I feel.
For sure. So, but yeah, it's a tough one. There's always going to be moments when you're black, especially going up in the UK, you're going to experience, because I went to like an all-white school as well. Like, I was on the kids, and you know, and definitely like in different bands and stuff. It would be more like people would like make racist jokes, but it would be all fun and games and but then growing up is like, actually, yo, that wasn't cool. Do you know what I mean? It affects you, but your skin goes thick, and you kind of have to use it, and kind of just and stand up for yourself as well. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Man. Like I said, you know, I've had that thought, but I wanted to ask that, you know, just but I appreciate that, bro.
But I know it's a different vibe in the US completely. So, like,
the North, you know, they say they hide the racism well in the North, but I mean, you know, in the South, it's definitely like, it's certain towns they like, don't go to this town. You know what I'm saying? Just don't go. And I mean, you know, but in the North, they claim to hide it, you know. Really, I feel like, I mean, unfortunately, with the leaders that we have in both the UK and the US, you know, they are introducing a new generation to racism that didn't necessarily have to happen, you know, but
I mean,
like I said,
Trump stuff. I mean, I was in DC when Trump got in, yo, and
oh gosh,
everything's just going backwards right now, and it's just...
for sure, man. I mean, you know, and I know my man with the cat, Boris. Yeah, I know Boris is wild too. You know what I'm saying?
I just have to laugh about it, man, because it's like,
the same, bro, same.
But this time we gotta bring love and unity to people through the music, man. That's the only thing that people right now.
Exactly, man. Music will heal us all, man. Okay, my last question.
Okay.
Now, I just watched Top Boy, and that shit is fire. Okay. Anybody who hasn't watched Top Boy,
Go
that
on.
show is fire. All right. With that being said, are there any other shows that I need to be looking out for from the UK that you know, that I might be sleep on because I'm here? Because I will get me a what's that joint, a VPN, and I'll go crazy on you.
I'll tell you what's a sick show that you have to watch. It's called Bodyguard.
Bodyguard. I'm writing that shit right now.
Yeah, that's
Bodyguard.
It's a BBC production.
Bet.
Yo,
I'm on it.
Apart from like Top Boy, yo, coming out of UK, obviously Peaky Blinders. My sister's in the comments saying Peaky Blinders.
Hey, what's up, sis? How you doing? I'm gonna put that down too. Peaky Blinders
is set in the city where I'm from, Birmingham, and
Bet.
but yo, Bodyguard as well. The way it's produced, I'm not gonna give too much away, but it's like
somebody put Misfits. I saw Misfits. Misfits is fire. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to keep up, man. Listen, UK shows is off the chain, man. I don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about. UK shows is off the chain.
The Top Boy was crazy, man. That was like, I was hooked.
Yo, man, the third season was amazing. Like the twist at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When I saw that, I was like, they had me, bro. I went back and watched Summer House. I watched seasons 1 and 2. Like I've been watching joints on YouTube about it. Man, listen, Top Boy. Shout out to Top Boy.
Great that Drake, got involved and put and Netflix as well, because they were able to put some like. But I like the fact they kept the same cast and kept it, real UK.
Yeah, man, that's vibe, man. So listen, we got about 15 minutes left, man. We should get to some music, man. So you
play some stuff, yeah.
Yeah, man. You should play So Cool, bro. Everybody's waiting for.
So Cool.
So, and what's my other joint? My Line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me Can you hear me all right? Is it sounding good?
Sounding good over here.
You don't have to be that cool. When I met you, now you're acting like a damn fool, so ungrateful. Sit you on the table, now you're hanging on the damn fool. It's all good, baby's on you. I say, yo. Let me get in the vibe.
Yeah. Do your thing. Look, I'm trying to find a lighter in this motherfucker.
Woo!
Damn, somebody took the lighter. It's all good.
Candle going as well.
Yeah.
Be that cool. Don't have to be that cool. When I met you, couple cuts later, now you're acting like a damn fool, So ungrateful. Sit you at my table, now you're hugging all the damn fool. So good, blame is on you. There's no need to act like you still going to school, breaking all the rules.
Yeah.
At the class when I say, had you back in the beginning. When did you get so cool? I was here before you, don't forget it. But when did you get so cool? You don't have to be that cool. When I met you, guys later, now you're acting like a damn fool, So ungrateful, I sit you at my table, now you're hugging all the damn fool. So good, the blame is on you. There's no need to act like you still going to school, breaking all the rules. Take you back to class when I say, had you back in the beginning. When did you get so cool? Yeah. I was here before you, don't forget it. Tell me, when did you get so cool? acting like a damn fool, like a damn fool. So ungrateful. I sit you at my table, now you're hugging all the damn food. So good, blame is on you. There's no need to act like you still in a school, breaking all the rules. Take your back to class when I say, jump off my dick for a minute. When did you get so cool? I was hit before, you don't forget it. Tell me, when did you get so cool? When did you get so cool? Did you get so cool? When did you get so?
No, and yet seriously, when I get I'll write you down on my list because it's been like a couple people like, yo,
Oh, man,
I'm gonna write you down as soon as I get horn, I got you, bro, no doubt. Reuben,
oh man,
yeah, man. Oh, can you tell us about the My Line Challenge? Now you know I know you had the challenge. What gave you that idea? Because it's a brilliant idea. I mean, you know, what I mean,
yeah.
what
Do you know what? I really didn't even expect it to go on for that long. I literally thought that like maybe a couple people that I knew were gonna just play horn on it or something, and then that'll be it. It'll be done like a couple days long, and then I just kept getting loads of love. The beat I did with my boy Lyndon J, people just loved it, man. I just put it up on the on SoundCloud. The instrumentals got even more friggin' plays than the song. And yeah, it was crazy, the reaction. I kind of had a plan to do it for a long time, and then lockdown happened, and it was perfect because everyone was at home doing all these challenges, and it was like, well, we were planning to do this My Line challenge the whole time, and the song came out, so we just dropped the beat. People can download it. People can still download it now. Go check out My Line, the My Line challenge, and yeah, some crazy people in it. James Bay took part. Loads of different artists, rappers.
the bass player, man, the little shorty, man.
Oh yeah, my boy, man, Aaron the bassist.
Yo, he's a problem.
he kind of killed the challenge before. To be honest, that was a big part of it. I was like, this should be the start of the challenge, because as soon as Aaron did it, I was like, okay, forget about it. It's got to be a challenge now. But he kind of had already low-key won the challenge before it even started. He's a beast, right?
Yo, you know, it was, like I said, man, a brilliant concept, you know. And again, it's just about, you know, when the music, you know, finding a way to bring the music to the people, because somebody hears it and they're like, yo, I did that. And then they share it with their network, and then, you know what I mean? It was a brilliant idea.
Yeah, and it was kind of just like promoting my song, and I didn't really have to do anything.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what I was even thinking. I was just like, it would be nice, because how the song came together was so organic, and you know, and it had so many different features on it, and it took me a long time to write my verses. Like, I was sitting on that beat for like at least a few months before I could write and Soweto was playing on it, and it took me, and I tried loads of different vibes, and it's crazy to see all of people's different takes and interpretations, and there's a lot of talented people out there. So I found so many amazing artists because of it, and I know a lot of artists have connected as well with each other, and people have picked up artists that were on it. So yeah, it's a cool thing. I might do another one at some point, but yeah.
Man, the next one, I'm gonna jump on there, bro.
We need you.
I'm gonna hit him with the McBrizzle special or something. I got you.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's funny I need to do a proper like slow. I did quite a fast tutorial, but I need to do a slow breakdown of the changes, because there's a couple cats, you know.
No, that's a C chord. You playing a ZQ sharp 57.
Yeah, you know, I might write out the chord chart as well, you know, just in case.
You're not hearing it. You're not hearing it.
But a lot of people just had it straight away. I mean, some crazy
That's
guitarists as well. But yeah, it was a cool vibe.
That's what's up, man. Yo, listen, shout out to everybody. You know, we got a couple minutes left. First off, I just want to say shout out to you, man, and thanks for coming on, bro.
No,
my first international guest, my first damn live show. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
And yo, man, you've always shown love since I met you, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's always love with you, man. Yo, anytime I got you. We gotta make music again soon.
I got a gift for you, man. I'm gonna talk to my sponsor. You know, I got a sponsor who makes masks during the quarantine. Okay. So, you know, we're going to ship it out to you, man. I might have to pay on that, but it's all good. I'm going to get it to you. So I just need your address after this, man. And yeah, man. So shout out to Shannon Fashion. Shout out to Jam of the Week, who is going to be doing some promo and sponsoring for us, man. Like I said, you know, the response for this show has been great. If you guys are enjoying it and you want to hear some more artists, please feel free to follow me. Brian Carter's coming on Tuesday. The Baylor Project is coming on Friday. And then at the end of the month, we got Eric Reed coming in, man, to do the IG. So it's gonna be dope. You know what I mean? So you got anything you want to say to the people, man?
Yo, just go check out Chris. He's doing some dope shit. And I'm a massive fan. Always been a fan, bro. And you know.
Oh man.
And
I like his love, bro.
But yeah, my EP is dropping.
Yes. Get the EP.
It's dropping on the 5th of June, and it's called Slow Down. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Go get that. It'll be on vinyl and streaming platforms and all of that jazz.
Yeah. Listen, when it comes out, man, just let me know. Or once it comes out, I will definitely pub it, bro. For sure.
Oh, for sure,
man. Because I mean, So Cool is dope. I mean, the music is dope, and I mean. Even the record before this, man, I'll do a personal pick so everybody can hear everything.
Oh,
man.
Appreciate it.
Would you mind playing some My Line, playing us out a little bit?
Oh yeah. A couple minutes of My Line. Okay.
Yeah. You know.
Let me get this.
I'll hold up a finger when we get to the 1 minute mark. I got you.
So this the kind of vibe that make me feel like all this just don't matter. Got me in my feelings now, I need forever after. You know I'm new to this, but so when I take sorry. You still got me? My girl's calling mom.
No, that's dope. She's like, is the interview over yet?
My line, and she's better than right now.
No, that's beautiful.
But if you believe that I'll be about it, baby, please, you should know I appreciate you. I'd be lost without you. There's no reason that I shouldn't build my world around you. Yeah, I feel a different blue and I gotta be without you. It's you ain't just no other part of me, you make everything shine. And I really need to smile. So won't you bang my line one time? 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 Hey.
Woo.
My G.
Yo, appreciate you, man. Yes, man. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time, brother.
See you next time, G.
All right, peace. Yo, everybody, thank you guys so much for checking that out, man. Like I said, if you guys want more podcasts or more interviews, just feel free to follow me. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, all that great stuff. Shout out to Reuben James, all you cats. Y'all take care, man. Have a great rest of your Sunday, all that good stuff. Yeah, man, enjoy. Hey, shout out Kevin Neighbors. That's my dude, man. Thank you, Alexa. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we're going to have some more live shows, definitely. I got some more people coming in. And, yeah, man, just keep, tuning in, man. We, definitely would love to keep in touch.